I hardly ever talk about any of this out loud.
Yeah.
Because those were my dreams.
Yes.
That's what I wanted to do. I was lost when Helmut passed away, and it was like I died too. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness.
Hi everyone, it's Paolo. Okay, so today we have an extra special episode because I am gonna be talking with Emmy winner and the queen of daytime, the one and only Susan Lucci. Now, Susan was a guest on our show 10 years ago, but she's back today to talk about her new memoir, La Lucci. You guys, I have to say that she is so raw and open and real, and I loved reading her story because it is about grief and love, and I know you guys will love it too. So get ready, and I'll see you with Susan herself.
Spoonful of Apollo, here we go.
Yeah, this is our 15th season. This is such a blessing for my husband and I. I get to have all like my dream guests, and you know, you're my dream guest too. You know, I mean, any gay boy who watched All My Children. You know, so like just.
And I'm so grateful.
Oh, we're grateful to you.
Thank you.
Oprah says, "Don't talk until the camera starts."
Okay. Yes. I'll just tell you, I love your lapel pin.
Oh my God! Thank you. Feathers.
And feathers.
The sign. I know.
I didn't want to say it, but yes.
You know. The crazy thing is that after I read your book, I knew I was gonna wear this suit. I said to Patrick one day, oh, I'm gonna save this suit for like somebody who has a new book coming out. And then when we shot the intro for this episode last week in our studio in Chicago, as soon as he gave me the suit, I said, oh my God, like feathers. Because I remember the story about your grandson
Yes.
coming up, he gave you a hug and he gave you a feather.
Yes.
And then I saw this, I go, oh my God.
Thank you. That was the most amazing thing. Are we talking now?
Are we starting? Okay, I guess we're starting.
Okay.
So
the first feather was at a dinner. The first invitation I really accepted went to a dinner party outside of Washington. Beautiful summer night, and it was a buffet. And so we were coming back to our table. My college roommate had arranged this party, and 10 of us at the table. When I came back, it was a very big party because it was outside on this big lawn. There had been bouquets of flowers, and every once in a while, a bouquet of really plumes, but not many. And anyway, so I went back to the table, and there at my chair, and my chair only, and no other chairs at any other tables, was this big purple plume, just at mine. And I had been getting dimes before that. That's another. His birthday was October 10th, so 10/10.
Talk about it in the book, the dimes. I know.
Dimes.
Talk about
that was the beginning, and but feathers kind of very early on too. But there was this big purple plume. I knew immediately that was Helmut because he always made me laugh, and so I thought, that's like a tickle feather. You know, this is amazing. And so since then, feathers, and they come. I mean, I've been in Paris on the sidewalk, no birds around, only where I'm going to step. I've been in Zurich, going to step, no birds around. You know, and so the feathers have come up so much.
I mean, honestly, I've never worn the suit. I bought it last year. I saved it. And then the minute it came out, when my husband pulled it out, I got a little emotional because I said, "Oh my God, this is the sign that your beautiful husband sent you." So I don't know, it's meant to be.
It's meant to be. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You just mentioned this is the last thing about feathers, and I tell this story. And I hardly ever talk about any of this out loud, but I believe this. And so the smallest grandchildren were at my house, and they were 5 and 3 at the time. And they were leaving, and they were going back to their house with their nanny. And I bent down to give my grandson, who was 5 at the time, a big hug and a kiss goodbye. And he hugged me, and we were outside in my home. He pulled out from back a feather. He said, "This is for you, Lola." They call me Lola. "This is for you, Lola." I mean, of all the things, it could have been a flower, it could have been a leaf, it could have been grass, it could have been anything, or a pebble. It was a feather. So if I ever had any doubts, which I didn't, that was amazing.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Your book is beautiful too. I can get emotional because I loved reading your book because you are so open and you're so real in it, you know.
Thank you.
I saw you 10 years ago when you were a guest on our show, and so much has changed. And I lost my mom 4 years ago.
Oh,
and
I'm sorry.
Oh, thank you so much. And so I just felt so connected with the stories you were sharing. And when I interviewed you 10 years ago, my mother, she passed away at the age of 65 with glioblastoma. And I remember after I interviewed you, she was so happy because my mom came from Italy to America in 1971. You started in 1970 and All My Children.
Yes.
So you taught my mom how to speak English. Erica did. And she loved it so much. So thank you for trusting me. Thank you for coming back on our show.
Of course. I had such a good time. I still remember how wonderful it was to talk to you and
I
do
still
that
have the
interview.
email that you sent Jessica 10 years ago, and I write in my journal after each episode, and you sent her an email to send to me about how much you loved it, and I still have it saved. So so you're back, and that means she likes us, okay?
I do. I like them very much.
Speaking of moms, I think for you, your mom, when you were 11 or 12 years old, she gave you your first copy of 17 magazine.
Yes.
What did that magazine do to you? Because I think it started something. It inspired you looking at this magazine for the first time. What did that do to you? Because your mom gave that to you, and I think she must have known, well, let this inspire my daughter for something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, my mother was always into fashion, and she loved all that, and she took really good care of herself.
She did.
She was of Swedish descent. Anyway, she said to me one summer day, "This is for you, honey. I think that you will enjoy this." So did she see that I would also like, which I do, that I was starting to show signs of that, and she was, nurturing that. And so yes, I loved that 17 magazine. Well, I could see teenage girls, and I could see beautiful-looking teenage girls, and so they were an inspiration.
Wow.
How to, I don't know, how to wear my hair, how to whatever they were doing in that magazine.
But you always, for me, I feel like you always had that it thing, because when you were 11 or 12 years old, your teachers, Mrs. Morrison and Mrs. Smith, they came to you to say that you got a role in the Girl Scout play.
Yes.
And that you also landed the lead role. I think her name was Cindy Ellen.
Cindy Ellen. It was a takeoff on Cinderella.
Yes, I know.
Oh my goodness, what a memory you have. Wow, you've done your homework.
Well, to me, it's like, you're 11 years old, and you're the lead. It's like, did you know that you were special? You had something going on in you at such a young age?
No, I mean, that's how I played. I just made up stories and acted out all the parts at home and with my friends.
Yeah.
But at school, this was a Girl Scout play, and it was the first play I was ever in. And I couldn't believe that they had any knowledge did they think I could do this, that they picked me out to do this? Plus, at that time, I was one of the few people who had a vowel at the end of their name. I didn't look like anybody else. I was dark, and when you're 11 or 12, you want to look like everybody else, and my town was full of beautiful blue-eyed blonde girls with little turned-up noses. I probably told you that. I used to sit in front of the TV pushing my nose up, laying on the floor, hoping it would go up. So I was just shocked on every level, but thrilled, just thrilled. Yeah,
wow.
I loved it. And to play Cinderella,
I mean, that's like...
as a girl with an Italian name at that time?
That's how special you were. But you knew, because when you were 11, when you were a young girl, you used to take your pillow and go in the hallway of your parents' bedroom, and they would watch shows like, For Whom the Bell Tolls or Playhouse 90.
Yes.
Yeah, and so
You are amazing.
Well, you're amazing. But it's like, what do you think it was, the connection between you and the television? Because there was something there, Susan, for you to go there and just lay in the hallway and watch your parents watch their shows. You were connected with it. And you were supposed to be sleeping.
I was supposed to be sleeping, so I was sneaking. I was lying on the floor very quietly with my pillow, watching what probably I should never have been watching, because they were on at 10 o'clock at night. But I really, since I can remember, honestly, little girl, 3 years old, I remember wondering, what would it be like to be inside that TV? And I would go to the TV and look. Can you see on the sides? And then I thought, I want to be in there. I want to be in there doing that. I just did.
Oh, you really thought that? You went to go to the TV to see, how do you, oh my God, and look at your life, oh my God.
I don't know. And the storytelling, I suppose, because as I said, I would make up stories and act out all the parts. And my mother would let me play in her top drawer of her bureau, and she had all sorts of wonderful scarves and gloves and even a cigarette holder, although she didn't smoke, this ivory cigarette holder with a panther on top that my Uncle Leo brought back from China. I mean,
oh my God.
Yeah.
I could picture that. I mean, obviously, then looking at that TV, it worked because, when you had your screen test for All My Children, I think you were waiting at Reeves Studio. It's on 67th Street near Columbus. And your husband, it was in November, it was raining. He went to go get the car. And from the corner of your eye, you saw ABC executive, I think, was it Bud Kloss?
Yes.
You saw him, and he came to you and he said, we'll be calling your agent the next morning.
Yes.
The next morning came,
Yes.
they call your agent, and the rest is history.
Yes.
Susan, if someone told that 23-year-old girl who just booked this role.
22.
Oh, 22. Okay,
okay.
22. 22.
It's long
okay.
enough.
Let's say 22. Oh, you were 23 when you started it then, in January, right?
Yeah, because my birthday was in December.
Oh, that's right, I know.
Yeah.
December birthdays. So was my husband. Okay, but if someone told
I
that
liked you.
22-year-old girl who just booked it and said, okay, you're going to be on All My Children for 41 years, and you're also going to be known as the Queen of Daytime, what would she have thought, you think? Would she have believed it? Would she say, there's no way? Like, what would she have, the younger you thinking of all this?
Well, there's a couple parts to that question. The character was fantastic. I loved the character. I loved the writing. I thought, oh, this is great. But 41 years, I could not even comprehend. You know, at 22, I had to be convinced to sign my contract, actually, because it was for 3 years, and all I knew was high school and college, 4 years and 4 years. So that was practically, a whole other.
Right.
That was, to me, a very long time. But my agent at the time said, well, no, sign the contract, and if you don't like it, we'll get you out of it. That's what he said.
Wow.
But I loved it.
Oh, I know you loved it. I mean, hello. Duh. So many storylines. And but I know I speak for so many people in the LGBTQIA plus community. Like when Bianca, this was late 2000, I think it was in December. I remember exactly where I was in my parents' house because I just came out to myself. No one knew. And then comes this storyline, Bianca, the first lesbian for daytime TV to come out. And she said the 2 words, I'm gay. Now, you were supposed to do, I think, your second Broadway with Annie Get Your Gun. You did the first run, but you wanted to do the second one.
Yeah.
And you couldn't because the storyline was so big. And rehearsal, they needed you. When they told you about this storyline, what was going through your mind? Because this was so impactful for me. I remember my mom and my sister watching it and where they were. I mean, it just helped the process for anyone who wasn't out to their family, having someone on TV come out to her mom. And I know it wasn't easy between Erica and Bianca at first, but when they told you about the storyline, what was your reaction? Were you like, oh, wait, what? Like, what was going through your mind?
Well, first of all, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for everything you just said. Yeah. I was supposed to go back, and Bernadette Peters was on vacation, and I went in for January, to replace her. And then later they asked me if I would come in and then replace Bernadette when Bernadette was ready to leave. Bernadette renewed her contract as well, was her choice, and my God, that's Bernadette Peters.
Yeah.
So I was very flattered to even be asked, but I really wanted to do it. But this storyline came up. I was called into Jean Daddario Burke's office. She was the executive producer at the time. It was after work one day. She asked me to come down and see her, and I sat across from her. She told me that Agnes had an idea of a storyline that she wanted to do, and she was going to tell the storyline through my daughter Bianca, who had been not on camera for several years, and now she was going 16, and she was going to come out to Erica, and she said that a lot of teenagers and even into their 20s, kids are afraid to come out to their parents that they're gay because they're so afraid their parents won't love them anymore. And there's a lot of suicide among these kids. Well, I sat there, and she sat there, Jean. We both had tears just coming down our cheeks. The kids would commit suicide because they thought their parents didn't love them if they were gay. So I said to Jean, I am beyond honored to be part of this storyline. Agnes wanted to tell it through Erica and her experience because Erica was so clearly heterosexual, and Erica would represent many parents and tell that story, as Agnes always did, from everybody's point of view. And so it was told in real time. It was told over the course of 2 years. And I sat there saying to Jean how honored I would be to be part of this. can we just be sure that whoever you're going to cast, because they hadn't cast it yet, would be a terrific actress and a girl who really, really gets it. And boy, did they. Eden Regal was, I thought, spectacular. Amazing, right?
Really amazing.
Amazing.
I mean, my mom, I grew up Catholic. My parents Catholic. My mom was devoted like you to Mother Mary. But I think with her watching someone that she idolized and then seeing where it was going and the acceptance, my parents got there, and it's a show like what you did and you being a part of it that helps people in my community. And I know I speak for everyone when we say thank you for taking that on and for playing it perfectly.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I knew that a lot of parents, well, yes, not everybody's accepting or not accepting right away.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be respectful of the parents and also my daughter.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was very lucky with the writing, and I'm so glad. Thank you.
Welcome. Now, we all know Kelly Ripa, Mark Consuelos, they said they're going to have 2 All My Children movies on Lifetime. We know you're going to be a part of it. You're thinking about it. Make sure you get what you need to get, but you're going to do it. But in the book, you talk about also General Hospital. I love GH. I've been watching GH since Rick and Martin was on there back in 1994.
Yes.
I know a lot of people at General Hospital, and I love that the characters like Lucy, Maxie, Nina Reeves, they mention your character Erica a few times.
I'm hearing that.
Yeah, they did. And I saw it with my own eye. So I'm just curious, I am curious, if Frank Valentini, the executive producer, were to call you and say, okay, we have a major storyline, we want you to be part of it, what would you say to him?
Well, look, General Hospital is a wonderful show.
Yes, it is.
It's so well done.
Yes.
I've learned along the way how important it is to be in good hands. I certainly was with Agnes Nixon. Certainly General Hospital would be very good hands. However, since Kelly has announced, and it's been in the works and in the talking stages for a few years.
Yes, it is.
So, of course, that's my
That's your
loyalty.
Home. That's your
home.
Yeah.
And I know that with Kelly and Mark, great hands.
Yes.
I have a history with Lifetime, great hands.
Yes.
So, and it's Erica Kane. So that's my loyalty. You know
what? As long as we see you somewhere on dates, like for us, we're so happy. The reason why I loved your book too is because when you read it, you can see the love that you have for your family. Like it just page by page. And, your father, I think he was around 83 years old when he passed away on November 22nd, 2002. And then your brother, who was 6 years older than you, passed away January of 2020. And then your mom, who lived up until 104 years old, she passed away of June of 2021. Your mom had dementia, and there was something you said in here that I connected with that I want to read to you, if that's okay. And I feel like anyone who's grieving will get this. You said on page 71, you said, "For 6 years, I watched my mother go through different phases of deterioration, and still, she always found a way to make herself understood. She was her usual self in many ways, and yet, she wasn't the same. And for the last 4 years of her life, I no longer had my mother as I had always known her. This was a completely different type of loss than I had ever experienced. Losing someone you love, yet knowing they are still alive. Well, this was hard to bear and certainly a challenge to accept." How I get this, because my mom, the last couple months, she just wasn't there. When you're dealing with brain cancer, it changes. And I felt that I had to grieve her before the day she took her last breath. And I wonder for you, did you feel that you did that the same with your mom?
Yes. My mother was, I spoke to my mother every day.
I know you did.
And there was so much I wanted to tell her and wanted to, talk to her about. And her hearing was also going over the last 4 or 5 years. She refused to wear a hearing aid, even though can't see them anymore, because she said people will think I'm old. And
you can hide it, Mom.
But she wouldn't. So I wasn't sure to begin with whether, it was the beginning of dementia, and I wasn't sure. And I even said, "Are you sure?" Because she doesn't hear that well. Are we sure that she just didn't hear this to begin with? And maybe that's the issue. But it became evident as the years went by that the dementia was getting more so. Although she never forgot me or Helmut, my children, she never forgot them. And that was very good. But I feel like, in a way, God brought me along gradually through that process. I was grieving her for several years before she actually passed away. But there are times now that my instinct is to pick up the phone and call her. And of course I can't, but that's, 4 or 5 years later. But I do talk to her. I do talk to her. And I feel now that I have my mother to talk to, Grief for everybody is different, and it takes different times for everybody, and I think everybody should not just go by anybody else's timeline or experience, but do just go through it.
Yeah. This is the first time where my sister gave this to me a couple weeks ago. We were cleaning my mom's stuff, and it's like this little gold feather, and so it's the first time I'm wearing it, and like when you said that you talked to your mom, I'm like, God, it's whoever's grieving, it's so beautiful. Like, yeah, talk to your loved one, talk to them. And I love, like I was talking to my mom before you guys, when Patrick came to get you guys downstairs, I was talking to my mom. I said, just be here, because just let me feel you. Like, I know how much you love her. So
thank you so much. And I commented on how beautiful. I love you that you're wearing this lapel pin, and I didn't know that connection.
Yeah.
It's great.
Your husband, you guys are married for over 52 years, Helmut, and you wrote on page 111, you said, when Helmut died, a big piece of me died too. We had been married since I was 22 years old. He was the great love of my life. I fell more and more in love with him the longer we were together. I wasn't sure how to be on my own in the world, or whether I would ever step foot on stage or in front of the camera again. Let me first ask you, how are you doing today? Like, how are you doing today?
Well, I finally realized that how lucky am I that I had my work that could maybe make me feel like me again, that I could find me again. I could put one foot in front of the other. I had turned down or canceled some things I had agreed to, which is not like me at all, right after Helmut passed away. But about 2 months later, I had made a commitment to be on stage and do actually celebrity autobiography, which I had done many times before, and I knew it, and it's comedy, and I thought, that's good, and I thought, okay, I'm going to try that. Maybe I'm so lucky. I loved being on stage since I can remember, and maybe I can find that I love it again, and it will help me, and it did.
I'm so glad you said yes, because like even I think in the beginning when we grieve, like with my mom, the day I remember she took her last breath, I said, I'm not doing this web show anymore. How could I like go and interview people, celebrities, when I just lost the person who meant the world to me? But you're such an example as well, like saying that even though you didn't see yourself maybe walking on stage, you did that. You did that for celebrity autobiography. You did that for Joy Behar's play, My First Ex-Husband. You did that. And to me, that shows anyone out there who's grieving that even in the darkest times, especially in the beginning, there is light. There is light. And I think because you're such a role model for so many people, when they read your book and they see how far you've come you've lost so many people in your life, especially the last couple of years, and here you are today. And it's beautiful, and you're beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I feel very lucky that I had something that I loved that could be there for me to do, and I really meant that. I mean, I was lost when Helmut passed away, and it was like I died too. And then I realized, wait a second, God has given me the gift of life, and I in no way want to thumb my nose at that gift. And I wanted to be able to get up off the floor and one foot in front of the other, and that's what really helped me.
Reading your book too, like I've always seen interviews of you and Helmut, like, you guys did a couple interviews together, it's on YouTube. But when I read your book, I felt like I really got to know Helmut. Like this charming, tall, smart, funny, a good chef, obviously.
Yes.
So just thank you for sharing him with all of us, because it's your life. You were with him for all those decades, and then you get to write about him, and then we get to read about it. I think that is such a gift that you gave to us. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for saying that. Yeah, I've been interviewed so many times in my lifetime, and I just, people probably know more about me than they ever wanted to.
Maybe a little too much.
But I wanted to shine the light on him. So I got to write about some wonderful things.
Yeah. Can you explain? I love the story how you always have 2 cups near the coffee maker. Oh my God! Like when I read it, I was like, oh. Like, can you explain why do you have two cups near the coffee maker?
we always had, each of us had 2 cups of coffee in the morning, so I always put out, the sugar bowl and we're both trying to stop the sugar, but anyway, sugar bowl and take my poison straight, just less sugar, and the creamer and our 2 coffee cups. And I liked always to make like surprise coffee cups. We never had the same ones, just to keep it fun in the morning and interesting. And in the meantime, a few months after, the summer after Helmut passed away, he passed away in the spring. And in the summer, we always went out east in the summer to the Hamptons. And so I thought I would see how I could possibly do that without being just so triggered by every place I was and everything I would see. So I went to a place that we loved very much, and I stayed. It was a small inn. And the first morning I came down, it was a weekend, and there were, at every other table, there were couples, or sometimes there would be 4 people, 2 couples who went together away for the weekend. Of course, we would do that too when Helmut was alive. And suddenly I was at a table for 1, and I felt so alone without him. Happy for everybody else who was there as couples, but so alone without Helmut. And so I thought, so I was having breakfast for 1, table for 1. And I thought, okay, I'm not going to cry, and I'm in a public place, so let me do Wordle. So I looked down at my phone, I was doing Wordle. And then from 35,000 feet, I thought, this looks very lame. You don't have anybody with you, you don't have your husband with you, you're playing Wordle. And I learned that I was not ready to be at an inn by myself. When I went home, it just occurred to me that I'm going to have 2 cups of coffee in the morning anyway. I'm going to put 2 cups out so it doesn't feel like breakfast for 1 in my own house. It's going to be, 2. So I do that, and it does make me feel better.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I think you have to find these ways to honor your loved one. And,
exactly.
And it's just,
Exactly. And you mentioned light. Yeah. Light is something, I didn't realize this, but Laura Morton, who wrote my first book with me, and this one, and everything was recorded. It is my own voice, all recorded.
Oh, it's your voice, I know.
But Laura said, she noticed that there was a couple different threads going through the book, and one of them was light. And I had not realized that. And it begins with an 18-year-old me on an empty stage, because I would go to rehearsal, be the first one there and the last one to leave. So I could step on that empty stage with the ghost light on and belt out all of the Barbra Streisand songs that I knew and dance like everybody was watching. There was nobody there to watch. Yeah. But in my imagination, because those were my dreams, that's what I wanted to do. So that was the light. And then as life went on, then I got to be in the light. But during that time, I was raising my children. And when my children went to college, first was my daughter, and then my son 5 years later. But then when my daughter, who was the first, I would walk by her empty, darkened bedroom the first few nights. Oh, that felt terrible. And so after about 3 or 4 nights like that, I just reached in and put the light on in her room. And that felt so much better. That felt like maybe, like her presence was still there. And later I did that for my son, and that really helped me. The light helped me. And then when they were fully grown, I thought, oh, you know what? Let me keep putting the light on. It felt like I was sending them light, like putting a blessing on them. I grew up Catholic too. I had these feelings, and I acted on them, and they helped me.
Oh God, that's so beautiful. I try to do that with my mom, but my dad is so cheap. Italian, stubborn guy. Every time Patrick and I go over to my dad's house, Paolo, why you keep the light in the kitchen? And I'm like, Dad, because I can't see anything in your house. There's no lights in here. But I love that so much that you did that to keep the lights on, to feel them, to know, it's just, that's so beautiful.
It just felt better.
It did. I'm going to end with this because it's February. It's American Heart Month.
Yes.
And you became an ambassador for the Go Red for Women movement ever since you came close to having a heart attack back in 2018.
The Widowmaker told me.
Yeah. How are you doing today with your heart, can I ask?
Oh, yes. Please ask.
Okay, how are you doing today?
Doing great. Doing really great. I get my checkups, and I think that it's probably pretty typical that we tend to think that we have the history of our health history from our same-sex parent. My mother was 104 when I lost her, and I had no health issues at the time ever, and then suddenly I did. And I don't think I ever told any doctor about my dad's health issues. He's the one who had the heart issue. It turned out that my otherwise fabulous dad gave me his DNA in my heart, and it was not cholesterol at all. It was calcium.
Wow.
And
you say you have 2 chapters in the book about it, actually, and you write it in details. And I just when I was done reading your book, I went to the kitchen. I said, Patrick, like, you have to read this because when I read your first book 15 years ago, I loved it. And we thought, okay, she's writing about, your life. That's your book. That was it. But then you come back with this one that you chose to write. And I know I speak for everyone when I say thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so much. I do write about the heart event
Yes,
that I
you
had
do.
2 of them because I slipped backwards and came again and did all the wrong things. But I wanted to write down what the right things to do and how women's symptoms are often different than a man's, just in case somebody is interested to have the information.
Yes.
And also for men, because when it came out that I had this, my friends' husbands came to me and they said, we've eaten dinner with you. We know that you eat salmon, you eat blueberries, you eat salad.
Like, what happened? Yeah.
What about us?
You eat so healthy.
We drink scotch and we smoke. So then they went and got checked up. So it's for everybody, but it's right there. It's information.
We got something for you because we want to honor this month. We want to honor you for coming back on a spoonful of Paulo. So my husband and I went shopping, and we got you something.
Oh my goodness, my favorite color.
We know it's your favorite color. So this is for you. We want you to open
so
that.
much. Oh,
yeah.
thank you.
We had so much fun shopping at this store.
Oh, it's always fun shopping in that store.
Yeah,
and to receive a gift from that store. Thank you.
Yeah, we just wanted to get something just to honor you and honor February and just
Thank you so much for that.
That's because we love you. If we didn't love you, then there would be no box there.
I love you back. Even before I open this, I love you back.
Okay.
Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. Oh, maybe I'll show it in.
Yeah, Patrick took a close-up of
look
it.
At this. Let's have a
with a little
close-up.
heart, a red heart.
This is beautiful. I'm going to just arrange this so that you can see it better on camera.
Okay,
Do you see the heart?
Yeah.
And this beautiful beadwork?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
Yeah. This
is gorgeous.
Oh, we're so happy. We're so happy. Yeah.
put it right
We had fun
on.
shopping there. They all knew you. Susan Lucci. Yes, Susan Lucci. They were so helpful. Like, yeah.
Oh, this is beautiful.
Patrick, you want to come try it? His vision's better than mine.
And probably mine too. Also, I would have to do it left-handed and I'm right-handed. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I love it, and I love when it falls down because then if you wear long sleeves, you can see it.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Susan. It is our way of saying thank you. Again, like your book, like I can't stress about like how much I loved it, and I know so many people are telling you, saying thank you because anyone. If you're grieving or you lost someone you love and you share some funny stories as well in here, so it's a mix of everything, just thank you, Susan Lucci, for just pouring your heart into this book.
I did pour my heart into it.
This is your voice in it, so just thank you for doing this. I speak for everyone when I say thank you, and you know you look amazing and you look gorgeous.
Thank you so much.
You look gorgeous. Okay, Susan Lucci, everyone. Get a copy of your book wherever you get books. Please get a copy. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. And of course, it's Susan Lucci. So thank you, okay?
Thank you so much, Paolo.
Thank you, welcome.
Bye.
Grazie, Susan. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Give us a thumb up if you like it. If not, move to the next video. Mwah. Ciao, everyone.
Ciao.
Ciao. Oh, my God. Thank you, Susan.
Thank you. What a wonderful interview. I cannot thank you enough.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Well, you sent an email to Jessica. I'm like, okay, I gotta make sure I gotta step it up over here, you know? Gotta make sure it's better than 10 years ago.
Spoonful of Paulo.
I love you, Oprah. Bye, everyone. We'll see you next time.